Time for Bleach again, and this chapter is called The Gift. I guess you'd pronounce it The Gift, because if we're meaning gift as in poison, then that's how we pronounce it. But anyway, who cares? Let's just read the chapter. So here we have Askin with his female shoes, a reiatsu that changes 48 times per second. In other words, I'm absorbing 48 different types of patterns per second. In my voice standing, it can spend 1 second without attacking and only receiving attacks. I have been exposed to all 48 different types of patterns. Is it time for Urahara to unleash his Bankai? I would say it is. How can Urahara counter this? Because I think Yoruichi is out for now. Here we have her ass again. I guess Kubo loves drawing her ass. I don't mind that because I love her ass. My voice standing Hassan or Hashain. I don't really know how to say that. It adapts to the changes in the properties of the poison. It's starting to become a battle of convenience. Everyone is countering perfectly, as if these people are made for each other. What's next? A threesome. With Yoruichi, Urahara and Asuke. From here on out, no matter how much you or her try to change your respective reiatsu, neither of you will be able to land a single scratch on me. He's getting arrogant. Wasn't he a bit afraid of Urahara? So I guess the voice standing makes you arrogant. Time for the clown to have some fun. But I think he looks pretty cool, to be honest, if we compare him to that little guy. This is actually quite a decent transformation. He's like a Joker. Don't look so surprised. This is just to be on the safe side. What the fuck is he doing? Some circles around Urahara. Urahara looks a bit surprised. And Urahara hasn't said anything. He's just listening, analyzing, observing the situation. But let's see if he actually has something to counter this. Well, he has his Bankai. Suppose it's time for his Bankai. How do I put this? It doesn't exactly look to me as though you're acting out of pure loyalty. Your heart definitely isn't fully committed to it anyway. Isn't that what we all have been feeling? We'll see what Urahara means. How very presumptuous, but your assessment isn't exactly off base. It's true that there's much more to this whole story. The truth is, His Majesty interests me. Askin is becoming a very interesting character. He already was, but this makes him even more interesting. And he's starting to become my favorite Quincy, annihilating all three words and trying to make something out of it after the destruction. Is there anyone who would dare attempt this other than His Majesty? So that's what he meant. If hypothetically I overlooked this chance with His Majesty this time around, when do you think the next guy like him is going to come along? Well, he's saying some interesting stuff here, but Urahara is pretty quiet. Whatever His Majesty will create after destroying these three words, aren't you the tiniest bit curious to see too? What's his response? When he swings his sword towards Askin, the battle has begun. I'm afraid I'm not the least bit interested. Urahara is pretty content with living in his little shop with Yoruichi. Well, I would be too if it were Kurasuchi Mayuri. You may have found a cohort who shared your demented vision. If something that no one has ever seen before is about to be created, then he is the type of individual who would want to create that blank canvas with his own hands. That's what it means to be a true scientist. Askin smiles. I see, that's actually a pretty damn good answer. Throw something at Urahara. What the fuck? It went into his eye. Giftring is extraordinarily strong and only used on the troublesome ones wounded. Okay, he's explaining his ability. I'm sorry, but you're just way too strong. I can't lower the lethal dose, nor will I just nullify all this. In this light, mutilating your internal organs one by one is the only options you've left me, and with it, your demise. And then it says Bankai. Come on, let us see what his Bankai is before the chapter is ending, but we're on page 19, so I doubt we'll see his Bankai. What the fuck? Kanon Biraki Benihime Atarame, and it means Inquisition of the Crimson Princess of the Doors of Avalokitesvara. Some Buddhistic theme, I guess. Strange Bankai. She has very thin arms. So finally, he goes Bankai. A good chapter, I'd say. A lot of talking and a lot of explaining, but I guess we are finally getting what we wanted to get. Kisuke Urahara's Bankai. So in the next chapter, I hope we'll see how it fares against Askin. Is this the path to victory? I'd bet my money on that, but I also did with Kyoraku, and we know how that went. I'd give this chapter a 7 out of 10, maybe a 7.5 out of 10. It was a lot of dialogue and a lot of explaining, as I already said, but the ending makes us hope for even more. So, that was it for this time, and I'll see you later. Have a nice day. Bye.